In December of 1963, George Beneman sat on the floor near a cameraman during the ABC production of Hootenanny that was on his University of Maryland campus. He caught the production bug that day, and the rest is history. A lot of history. 50 years of history. His film and theater background from NYU then prepared him to step up and into the fledgling public broadcasting facility in Owings Mills, Maryland.
Produced in the studios of the Maryland Center for Public Broadcasting.
George joined the production team in August of 1969 and has been making his contribution ever since, rising through the ranks to Senior VP and Chief Technology Officer.
He was a director when I came here, so he was a director of programs. He was always around, and we had quite a nice family here. George, of course, then moved on to become head of production. He has just been an incredible person in this building because not only does he give the place continuity, obviously being here so long, he's just been invaluable in that sense. And now he's in charge of all kinds of things, buying equipment, and he just keeps the place going. And I'm sure that George is going to be here another 50 years.
George directed Aviation Weather, a national evening weather show, on the air long before a weather channel existed. Also on the cutting edge was Wall Street Week, a national financial show hosted by Louis Rukeyser that would set the standard for financial shows to come, and would mean that George was at work most Friday nights for 30 years.
Good evening, I'm Louis Rukeyser. This is Wall Street Week. Welcome back. George is the only other person besides me who has been with the show since it started. He's also an extremely conservative dresser.
3, 2, 1. Showtime.
George and I spent many Friday nights together on Wall Street Week, and it was always suspenseful. We didn't know if we were going to tape or go live to the network. Would the guests get there in bad weather? Would the mechanical graphics work? It was always a little iffy, but George seldom lost his cool. When he went into the control room, he was the undisputed captain of the ship, and you always knew that you were going to get to your destination, the network, on time. Through the years, we produced shows all over the world. And when we both moved on to other projects, George, on Motor Week, for instance, was always a great supporter from day one.
George Beneman, hi, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is Everett Marshburn. Whether it was creating You Can Afford College with radio personality Johnny Walker one year and Channel 13's Oprah Winfrey the next, or supervising the remote production of the Morgan Choir at the Meyerhoff Symphony Hall, you were a joy to work with.
George was in the crew, or later providing the crew, for productions including many VIPs and celebrities. And he's nurtured relationships that have lasted a lifetime. With the digital conversion came a new set of challenges. New technology provides an improved signal, but also requires some setup.
Congratulations, George. Thank you so much for all of the work that you've done with us, partnering with us here at PBS to move technology forward and to make things better for the system as a whole. We can't do what we do without you. And me personally, I'm thankful for your leadership and your mentorship.
Let me tell you something about George Beneman. He loves television. He loves the creative process. He loves the technology that's needed to make television. He has a great time. He's like a kid in a candy store. But when you ask him about getting the technology to get it all done, the first thing he'll tell you is, well, it's going to cost $1 million and take a whole year to get that. You come to him a week later and say, George, what's the latest? And he'll say, well, I got some great news. It's going to be free and I'll have it for you tomorrow.
Through 50 years, he's invested himself in the development of MPT, and he's helping to build a foundation for growth, whatever the future holds.
Hi, Larry Unger here, and I'm coming to you through the magic of the George Beneman control room here at MPT. There is just not enough time to tell everyone how much this man has meant to us for as long as we've been on the air and how important he is to our industry. Trust me, he really has earned this prestigious award. But in any case, I feel I should be properly dressed to speak about George. So much better. So what I want to say is directed to George himself. George, what's with the wardrobe all these years? What have you been trying to tell us? I mean, what's wrong with a blue blazer and gray slacks? You're in the Gold Circle now. Oh, forget about the wardrobe questions. The point is that you have kept MPT looking really great for 5 decades. Congratulations, George.
Congratulations, George.